I want to tell somebody, I just keep hearing, you've broken the code of silence. And if this is for you, I'm just getting that energy of we live by the sword, we die by the sword. And I want to tell you, if this is for you, this is something that was conditioned into you during your teenage years. It's almost like silence is loyalty. And if this is for you, we're going to use the mini whispers today. You have school in reverse. This started as a lesson that you had to learn the hard way. Legal proceedings. A lesson you had to learn the hard way. And if this is for you, I want to tell you that you were conditioned to believe that silence, secrets, and being the fall guy was a measure of your loyalty. And if this is for you, I want to tell you that you are in the middle of an 11-year cycle that I don't think you've even realized how much you've rewritten. And it's almost like that tipping point, that a lesson you had to learn the hard way. You made yourself the sacrificial lamb because you abided by some fucked up code of silence. We live by the sword, we die by the sword. It was literally like pick your poison. And it's giving family vibes. Like it's giving that like we don't tell on family. And if this is for you, I want to tell you that you lived by this code while no one else did. And when it came full circle, they were the first to fold. They were the first, I just keep hearing loose lips sink ships. They were the first to fold. When the situation came full circle, they don't live by the code they expected you to live by. But there's just this, they got it wrong. And plot twist. And if this is for you, I want to tell you, it's almost like the dirt that was thrown on your name. It carried no weight. Ego in reverse. It carried no weight because you carried no shame for what you did, even though it cost you dearly. I'm almost getting the sense of like, it put the life you were living on hold. You have no regrets because you were conditioned by this code of silence. You could live with the choices you made even though they cost you greatly. And because you still did what you could live with, it's almost like the puppet strings that were once pulled started to dissolve. And it's just giving this energy of you stepped into healing without ever recognizing it. There was a yellow butterfly that just flew over there. You started healing without even recognizing it. Change of plans. And because you chose to live by a code, by loyalty, by your word, because for you it's like your word is your bond. You will live by the sword and die by the sword. But by doing so, other people's loyalty, it was a bluff, it was a ruse. And you were shown that it's almost like rules for thee, not for me. But in doing so, you stepped out of the cage inadvertently. And I want to tell you, if this is for you, it's almost like it's come full circle. And it's giving like three parties of energy. And one by one, you have found your voice again, is the way I want to say that. You have called out the false code of silence that only you lived by. And if this is for you, I want to tell you that last May was one and last December was another. You finally recognize through your own healing how your silence perpetuated the suffering and the illusions and the masks of others, and you were no longer willing to be the enabler. Freedom and alignment. You chose not to align with the false foundation that was conditioned into you. You realized you no longer had to be the fall guy. You no longer had to abide by this code because no one else did. But in doing so, you remained loyal to yourself even though others betrayed you. And if this is for you, I want to tell you that to rewrite the code of silence was to find your voice. And for you, specifically, your voice used to come from a space of ego when you did use it. And now the call-outs that you have done have been in a way to protect a younger generation from having to live by the same code of silence. And if this is for you, I want to tell you that the war within yourself was between the conditioning of what you were never meant to live by. But if this is for you, you are standing in the end of an 11-year cycle. 2014 to present. And you have been given confirmations, almost through the grieving of how you'd lost yourself, and through physical loss and grief, to rebuild the foundation so others never have to live and die by the same sword that you did time after time. Love you guys.